Welcome, everybody, into Stick Drift, episode 18. Brady, how are you doing?
Tired.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. In case anyone sees the third screen, if we can't take it out in post, I had a headset problem that is causing a lot of other problems right now. So we're going to do our best because I have one headphone in and I can hear myself speaking, and that is probably going to mess me up a little bit. But we'll see what we can manage. But today, we're going to mostly be talking about some news that we haven't spoken about before. Oh my god. I'm just, you know what? I'm just taking this out, and then when you start speaking, I'll put it back in. Maybe we can
Okay, sure.
do that. Maybe. Oh man, this is going to be rough. All right. Yeah, so we'll talk about some new stuff like the GTA 6 trailer for Netflix. I know Kingdom Hearts 4 was being talked about a lot recently. I want to bring up the Phantom Blade Zero stuff. Have you watched any of that stuff?
Phantom Blade?
Yeah.
A little bit. I watched I watched I keep confusing the two when I just see a trailer, but that and I know Onimusha put out like a new trailer thing too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm mixing them up. I know they're pretty different games, but like style-wise they look similar, so it's
Totally fair.
when I see one I'm like, all right, which one is this? I saw like a little bit of like the GTA leaks too. I don't know if you saw that.
I I saw they were coming out today, but I didn't like look into what the leaks entailed or anything. I just saw that they happened.
Yeah, it didn't. From what I saw, it wasn't too much. It was mostly just walking and like flying around, and like that kind of thing. It wasn't like a ton of stuff.
Okay.
There might be more that I missed.
Hmm.
But yeah, it looked like GTA. So
Yeah, that makes sense. But okay, so before we get into the new stuff, Randy, I want to give my final thoughts on this game because I finished Beast of Reincarnation.
why?
I got back to it because I wasn't completely done with it. I wanted to keep giving it a shot because as I had kind of said last week, I believe is when we were talking about first impressions and stuff. I was kind of talking about how the game is fun, it's fine, the combat feels good when you're doing it, but kind of like I think you were the one that kind of pointed out for a game that is really combat centric like that, it does a lot to take you out of the combat. So the moments that I was having fun, I was having a lot of fun. But there were too many moments of me not having fun where I'm like, I don't know if I should keep going. But I can say without a doubt, the game has a slow start. And while it never really picks up, it doesn't get slower. So
All right.
the
What a
way
selling point.
I what I would probably say is I'd give this game probably somewhere between a 6.5 and a 7. Because I
Yeah.
don't think it's bad by any means. If you are someone who is thinking about Beast of Reincarnation and you've seen the trailers, you've seen gameplay, and you think it looks fun, you'll probably have some fun with it. That's kind of where I'm at.
Kind of like a wait for a sale thing.
Yes, or if you have Game Pass to jump in.
Yeah, or get it on Steam if you don't mind waiting for a refund after.
That's also true because it's a short game too. Like, so you know who I am. I go for the platinum. I go for the completionist stuff. So when I beat the game, I was like, I'll throw on some podcasts, I'll throw on some music. Let me jump into New Game Plus, see if they added anything, see if there's any cool new stuff that they didn't tell me about and shit. There's not, but I did beat the game again. I beat New Game Plus just listening to the podcast that I was catching up on. And let me tell you something. The biggest thing this game does wrong, not really, but it's just me complaining really quick. If you make a game in 2026, I better be able to skip those cutscenes. Because you can't in Beast of Reincarnation. You can skip some, but I promise you, by the end of my New Game Plus playthrough, it was definitely 50-50 gameplay versus cutscenes. There is a 15-minute cutscene leading into the final boss that you can't skip or fast forward through dialogue. You just gotta watch that shit.
That's terrible. I know
It's awful.
Crimson Desert came out this year, and also you couldn't skip cutscenes in that.
Really?
The story is like non-existent, so like
I
there isn't too many cutscenes, but you can fast forward them,
okay. I mean,
which is
there's
a weird decision
yeah,
because you just
and
get
no
to hear a
skipping.
fucked up cutscene very very fast then, but you don't get to skip it. I tried to go back to that game recently, actually, because I heard they were trying to get the DLC out before the end of the year, and so
Hmm.
earlier like this week, I downloaded it again, and I know they had done a lot to the game. Unfortunately, whatever happened to my game is a little bugged. So first of all, I was like, all right, there's no story, so I could just jump right back into my own save, and it's not like I'm gonna fucking be missing like forgetting plot points. I
Right.
forgot there are a ton of different controls for different attacks and everything, and just everything is like a million button combinations. Uh, so that was a little annoying. But I went to go do a quest. They added like this like house decorating system thing into it, and there's like a little side quest at the camp. It's like, here's how you do it. And so I went to go do that, and it like was like, okay, go over to this like abandoned house and just place this like fucking flower pot in it. And I went over to the abandoned house, except I didn't because there wasn't an abandoned house. It never loaded in. For the quest, and it was like, but it still gave me the button prompt to like try and place things like the placing the whatever customization system. And so I was like, all right, maybe it'll just let me put it down on the ground and continue the quest. No, it's supposed to be placed in the house, and since there wasn't a house, I couldn't place it down, and I also couldn't exit out of the menu. So I was just stuck in that, and I went, yeah, never mind, and closed the game.
Jesus Christ. Sometimes all it takes is one.
Yeah, and
That's
I
a
was like,
weird
not a
problem.
good first look back in after putting out a trailer for all the stuff you added to the game, which they did add a lot. Unfortunately, I
Not
experienced the
that
bug
house.
immediately. Yeah,
That's rough. That's a game that I still want to try and get into by the end of
I
this
think you
year.
would really like it if you could just like get past there not really being a story.
That's fair. And I feel like a lot of the issue of that game in the discourse was maybe people didn't expect that to be the case with it. So it was
Yeah,
more
I
of
think it
like,
was the case, and I know. I think we spoke about him last time. You know, Co Carnage.
yes.
I remember watching him when the game was first coming out, and he was playing it, and he really liked the game. And people were asking like, do you care really that like there isn't a story? And he's like, I mean, obviously I like story in games, but luckily I had the chance to interview one of their community managers or
Mm,
like whatever it was right before, and they had specifically described the game not as an action RPG but as an action sandbox game, and so that set my expectations of what to expect here, and so I'm not disappointed by a lack of story. It's just
yep.
that's not what the game was.
And in a similar way, like we were just talking about this with Halo campaign involved and stuff. You got to look at these games for what they are and not what they could be. So
Yeah,
it sucks when you have that
I mean,
disappointment. And
I don't play Red Dead and expect COD. So, and I get how in like a lot of the trailers and stuff, especially early on, because it looked like the game had changed quite a bit through the course of development. It kind of went through some development hell. And so I think if you would watch like early trailers and stuff, and you were like, oh wow, this looks like right up my alley, it probably was supposed to be more RPG esque with a bigger like emphasis on story. And
mm-hmm.
then they lost the plot somewhere along the lines, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I know some of the devs were saying that like basically anytime a new game came out and had a cool system that people were talking about online, like the higher ups of the studio were basically like, why doesn't our game have this? Put it in there. And so
And it just kind
they
of got to be
it got
an
ballooned to
amalgamation
high
of.
hell. It's an incredibly long game. There's so many systems and everything. And you know what? A lot of them are done pretty well. The story? No.
That's fair. You can't do everything well when you have that many things. You
Yeah.
can try, but they knew what they were doing. Apparently, not putting that house in though. Maybe one day.
Yep.
But yeah, with Beast of Reincarnation, it's fine. It really is. The biggest thing, like we said last time, it's not necessarily enemy variety. It's more so lack of move sets, where the majority of bosses in this game have more than one phase, and the second phase is the exact same, just with instead of 2 hits in a combo, maybe it's five. It's and then you see that enemy in the next area, and you know exactly what they're gonna do. So it
And a lot of
feels
the
very
bosses are, at least from what I experienced, a lot of the bosses are a normal enemy but bigger. And so they have,
yes,
if they do have extra moves, it's still the same move set with maybe one or two more things.
yes, that's exactly it. So eh,
Yeah.
gave it
What
a
have you been
shot.
playing? Have you been playing just that?
Pretty much. Because it was between that and streaming. I don't think I did anything different with streaming. Did I play something else? I'm going to go with no,
Yeah.
being that I can't remember.
Yeah, I've just been
But,
playing Overwatch and Stalker 2 I recently picked up.
oh
Probably
yeah,
should
yeah.
have waited, but I was bored, and so I just wanted something to play, and it did end up going on sale, but for like I think $15-$20 off, so it's like but it was they have a 2.0 update coming out tomorrow as of recording this alongside a new DLC. Well, the first DLC. Um so I'm very much looking forward to that because I have been enjoying the hell out of this game.
Hell yeah. Let
Yeah.
me, because like I know you played it originally, or it just didn't run well. So playing is
Yeah, I played on my older computer when it first came out and it did not run well. They've since done a lot of performance updates and tomorrow they're doing a bigger, like a massive performance update. They're moving the whole thing to a newer version of Unreal Engine 5 and it looks like it's going to run a lot better. It already runs pretty well for me now. I have a pretty good computer, so I don't really have any bugs or issues. I think I've had like one crash in like 20 hours of gameplay. It really hasn't had any issues for me.
okay.
It's so good. The only thing I think I know they're updating. Have you played any Stalker? Do you know anything about Stalker?
I played like the first 3 or 4 hours of Stalker 2, and that's all. That's all I've done.
Yeah, I could see it not being your game, your type of thing, especially if you don't know what to expect from it. Um,
Yes.
because it's very much a sandbox game, but it's not like a sandbox in that you have things like all of the different stuff marked on maps and things like you will need to find things. It's like Metro and how immersive it is. Maybe not as many like survival systems. You don't have to replace gas mask filters and stuff. The
Hmm.
most is like durability and like eating once a day, but you find food on every enemy, so it's never like a
An issue.
yeah, it's not as at least if you're playing on normal. I'd imagine, especially I know as part of the update tomorrow, they're adding customizable difficulty, so you could probably tweak those things to make it more survivally.
Okay.
But if you're just playing on the standard difficulty, it's not like survival game is not what I would call it at all. It's less than Kingdom Come. But it's just an incredibly immersive like open world game, and it's very much like you'll set out on a quest, you'll get distracted by like, oh, what's this thing over here, and it just looks like kind of interesting, and you're finding loot and then having to go back to unload some of it, and it has I don't know how to describe it because there's not really another game I've played like it where it's the farthest thing away from a Ubisoft open world that there could be. Like there is not like just hundreds of like I don't know towers for you to climb to unlock parts of the map. There's none of that stuff.
Right.
Um, I think as somebody who's played like very little of one Stalker game years ago, the only thing it's missing if you know about Stalker is like the A life system is not nearly as good here. Do you know what the A life system is?
But not offhand, no.
Okay, so it's their system for controlling AI, and it is something that was done in their original game. I think it was in 2008, maybe 2006, and it was so far ahead of every other AI system ever. And basically what it does is it simulates obviously like it's like other games where if you're not near them, they're not fully loaded in, but in the background it's tracking every NPC. So you can come across the same random NPC, same name and everything all over the place. But they also do things like factions that don't like each other will fight regardless of whether or not you're nearby. So later on you might come across the bodies of these people. They might not even have stuff on them because some of the other AI probably looted them for their stuff. They'll have you can have quest givers get killed because in a faction war that happened when you weren't even there, so you might just miss out on a quest as part of the world. Like it's very much the world goes on without you.
Yeah.
uh it is a very cool system,
Yeah.
and it has Stalker 2 has a lot of that but just turned down a bunch. It's not quite as good. They couldn't get it working as well. They've been doing updates to it, it's been getting better, but it's still not there. I think part of that has to do with just limitations of like modern gaming with how engines run and like how insane like polygons are now with like everything you couldn't get it running as
Yeah, that
well.
makes sense.
I think also part of it is I think some of the older Stalker games, I'm not sure if it was all of them, but I know some of the Stalker games had like zones where it was you go through a loading screen to get to the next one, and Stalker 2 does not. It's one open world. So that probably also impacts how
Their
A
ability
life
to get it
works.
done.
Yeah. And obviously the war in Ukraine, they had to move their whole studio during development. So Yeah, but
Yeah, wow, I
that
forgot about that.
yeah, the A Live system was really cool. It still is cool. You still come across stuff like that. It's just not quite what the older games were. I think everything else is pretty great in Stalker 2 though. I'm having such a good time with it. It's if you like Metro, specifically Metro Exodus, but kind of want it geared more towards an open world kind of experience, it's very much that. Something you'll get lost in. It's not like Metro is like a linear story, even
Mhm.
in Exodus, even though it is more open, it's definitely more of a linear story.
Right.
Whereas Stalker 2 is like, here's a sandbox for you to explore in like the Chernobyl exclusion zone. And honestly, like you'll feel some of the similarities because some people Stalker came out first, and a lot of that game dev, like GSC Studios, I think it's called,
Yes,
left to make 4A and make Metro. So
that makes
there's
a
a
lot of
lot of
sense.
connections between the two.
But yeah, so 2007. That's kind of nuts for that early.
Yeah.
Jesus. So with the, you said it was a DLC coming out tomorrow along with the
Yes.
update, right?
Yeah, the 2.0 update that like moves it to a newer version of Unreal Engine 5 alongside a host of other changes, and then a DLC as well that has the actual like Chernobyl factory for you to go into and the Iron Forest if you know anything about Stalker or of the actual Chernobyl event. Yeah.
Fair. Are you
Yep.
planning on picking that up?
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah.
Because especially because it's meant to be played during your actual playthrough. You could play it after, but like you'll be overpowered for it. So
That's fair.
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty sick. I'm glad it works on your computer. I'm glad you're able to play it now.
I think a lot of people are now. It's a lot better. I was watching like somebody put out like a comparison of the original launch patch, how it was running, and then compared to like the most recent patch, which is 1.9, and then compared to 2.0, which comes out tomorrow. And it was like I don't know what computer they were running things on or what settings, but they had it basically set so that they got between it seemed 50 to 60 FPS on the launch version. Then on as the game is running right now prior to the update, they were getting like 60 to 75 FPS, and now they're getting like with the 2.0 update with the new engine, they're getting 80 to like 95 FPS with the
Oh,
same settings. So it's a lot better.
yeah, significantly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, maybe I'll jump back into it with the 2.0 thing. I mean, obviously I don't play on PC, so it's not like it makes that much of a difference.
I
Kind
think
of
it
like
runs
what
pretty
you,
well on console.
what'd you say?
I
Sorry.
think it runs pretty well on console.
Okay. Because mostly, uh, I think I probably played it close to release. Because when did this game come out? It was December last year, right?
No, it was earlier than that. I think it was like I want to say it was almost 2 years ago.
Whoa. Is it really that? Or, whoa. Oh, yeah. No, November 2024.
Yeah.
Well, Randy, I think I can confidently tell you I have no fucking idea when I tried this game. Um, but it seemed really cool. I think, again, like you said, I just didn't have the right expectations and didn't know what to think when I was playing it.
Yeah.
But with better expectations and knowing what this game's about, maybe I'll give it another shot.
I would say honestly, it feels like nah, I don't want to put it too much in this because I think Kingdom Come 2 does a lot more. Deliverance 2 does a lot more, but it kind of feels like a sci-fi. I don't want to say post-apocalyptic because technically it's not. Uh,
Hmm.
Kingdom Come, but like they have some similar things with like you'll get lost in the open world and like very immersive games. I don't know if you've heard recently. I've kind of just come to a realization. Have you heard of like a quote unquote genre called Eurojank?
No.
It's basically just like Eastern European janky games. And unfortunately, I'm coming to realize I fucking love them. Kingdom Come Deliverance, I don't know if it qualifies. It might not at this point. The first one definitely did. Stalker, Gothic. I loved Gothic. I was like, they nail immersion so well. And I'm a big fan of it.
Listen, the more that we put this stuff into a box, the more you know where to look for that stuff.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's interesting. I haven't heard the term yet.
Yeah, I think it was basically coined for like Gothic when that came out back in the day, like a low budget like European game that wasn't really like a very small studio.
Yeah.
Um so it always had some sort of issue, but for some reason they just like nail like environments, ambiance, like everything for immersion. They're so good at it. Like
That's, you know what? And you like your immersive stuff.
I
So
do. Yeah.
there you go. That's funny. But hell yeah, so I might give Stalker another shot. And like I said, I haven't really been playing too many other things, and I think now's a good time to jump into some news.
Yeah.
Now, on my doc here, I have four things that I listed. They're not like all super big to talk about because the first one here is just the new GTA 6 trailer coming out on August 27th is debuting on Netflix. Like,
I think that is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
like who I this is probably answered, but I don't know it. But did Netflix had to have approached Rockstar for this, right?
There's no way Rockstar did. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
They don't need to.
no. Rockstar just kind of looked at this and like, yeah, we'll take more money. Who cares?
Yeah, because like they're probably already like have millions of pre-orders for a digital only game that is coming out without any gameplay having been shown yet. They
Yeah,
didn't need to do this. It's going to be up on YouTube approximately 15 seconds after it goes on Netflix anyway, so who's subscribing to Netflix for this?
we do know that it's
It's supposed to
it's
come
6 hours
like to you.
out,
Yeah, it's like 6 hours, but like
but
it's going to get
in the
ripped
grand scheme
before
of
then
things,
anyway. Yeah, like somebody's
yeah.
going to post it.
Let's see. I'm just trying to see like, do we have? Okay, so this is even. Oh, this is okay. Breaking is a little rough for this, but apparently they've already made over 400 million from pre-orders, and that like this is coming from GameSpot. Is there like a? I mean, you could break that down. This is by Eddie Mc. Man, dude, I wish I was better at reading names. Eddie McCutch. Just gonna go with it from GameSpot, and it just says Sensor Tower's sales tracker for GTA 6 states that Rockstar has sold 4.38 million copies, including any returns through August 18th, generating about 430 million. Although this is also interesting because I assume this would be kind of what it looks like, but it says the research firm says the sales mix is 77% PS5 and 23% Xbox Series X and S. That's kind of a lot more on Xbox than I thought it was going to be.
It was higher or lower?
I think that's higher.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, it'll be much lower, I'm sure. Especially once we have PC involved. But
Yeah, but that won't be for like probably at
yeah,
least a year.
yeah, year or two. Um, but yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about this. Cool.
Yeah, we could
Uh,
talk about the actual trailer next week, but or not
yeah,
next. When's it? When is it?
it's
27th.
August 27th. Yeah,
Yeah, so a little over, whatever.
yeah. So next Thursday. So
Sure.
we'll probably talk about it then if there's some cool stuff to talk about.
I'm assuming we're
Otherwise,
gonna see GTA.
it's a good guess.
Yeah. You think they're gonna show any online or just single player? Probably just single player, right?
I don't think they're going to show. I don't even think they're going to talk about online until after
Yeah.
GTA 6 is out.
Yeah, I agree. I think probably like a month before it's out, they'll give like at least like a little like teaser or something, and then be like, "Hey, this is when this will come." Because I'm assuming
Okay.
they haven't said anything, but I'm assuming it's not coming at launch.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. And again, the reason I don't think so is like, if you look at the description on PlayStation, it specifically says that GTA 6 is a single player experience. And it's
Yeah.
like, ooh, if you're going to specifically say that, probably means that it doesn't have online integrated into it. So that also causes some concern where it's like, maybe it is going to be a standalone product and it's not going to be integrated at all. And
Yeah, they could, because I know right now you could buy like Red Dead Online and GTA Online separate from the single player. So I could
yeah,
see them doing that kind of thing.
I think I talked about this before. Like, I know GTA isn't totally your bag anymore, like we were talking about online, and you know, whether it was you or Nick that was saying that you're probably not going to jump into it too much. I don't remember. Where are you at on GTA Online? Like, are you hyped for this?
I'm more hyped for the online than the single player, honestly. I don't really care about like
Okay.
the single player. Uh I've played GTA stories and it's like, yeah, they're a little fun, but they're never anything like mind blowing. I like Red Dead stories seem like actual more like up my alley kind of a story, whereas
Sure.
GTA is like we're committing crime. Here's some fun shit. And it's like, yeah, that's fun for a little bit, but like, all
I've
right,
only played. I've only done GTA 4 story and GTA 5, and I love GTA 5 story. So, for a couple of reasons, I'm definitely more psyched for GTA 6's story than online. I kind of just want to see what this budget can do
Yeah.
and what this game is going to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a great game.
Mhm.
Even the online's not really like my bag anymore. Like you were saying, it's just it's not. I don't know. Maybe I've grown out of that sort of thing, but it's like
Mhm.
I kind of need. When I was a kid, it was much easier for me to just make my own fun in a game. So I loved GTA 4 and 5.
That's a good way to put it.
It's a lot harder for me to do that now. I need some form of like progression to work towards. And GTA 5 did have that to an extent. Um, but a lot of the progression was based around, at least until Heist came out, it was based around just like racing or TDM or like that kind of thing, where
Yeah,
it's like, how much do I care?
right.
If I want to
And
play racing, I'll go play Forza. Forza Horizon 6 came out this year and I love it. So
it's a good point.
if I want
And
to play
alongside
TDM,
that, like,
Gears is coming out.
that's true. Yeah, the month before. The other thing that I want to bring up too is like I don't know if it's a situation that you run into, but it's being older now that we're almost 30 versus being in high school when GTA 5 came out. It was way easier to coordinate four of my friends to hop on after school and jump into GTA 5 online
Yeah.
than it's going to be to coordinate four people to do a heist in GTA 6.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like I'm looking forward to it, but we can maybe do it once a month and figure out timing that works for everybody. And
I usually have some people on that I play with like over the weekends, so I could probably get like 3 people, but I don't know. Especially with it being on console, where pretty much all my friends play on PC now. Like they have consoles, we can,
mm,
but like, am I gonna be doing this a ton?
yeah, that's fair. Actually, you know what? That does bring up a good point because well, you have an Xbox, right?
Yeah,
So I don't even know if I asked this. Are you buying this day one?
I don't know. I haven't fully
Okay.
decided. Yeah, I
Okay.
honestly like the biggest thing leaning towards a yes for me right now is just every other game has avoided it in November. So it's like I might, I got nothing else to buy that month. Like I might as
That is,
well.
yeah. I guess that's a good marketing beat for them,
Yeah,
aside from anything else. Jesus, yeah, I saw a fucking list. I'm just gonna rattle off this list really quick because this blew my fucking mind. I mean, it just always does when I see a list like this. But here's a list of games that are coming out starting in September till the end of October. Just gonna read them. We got Orbitals, September 3rd, Orbitals, The Blood of Dawnwalker. September 4th, Onimusha, Way of the Sword. On the 8th, Halloween the Game. The 9th,
I thought
Valheim 1.0.
Onimusha was the third.
September 15th, Marvel's Wolverine and RuneScape Dragon Wilds. September 17th, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War 4, Trails in the Sky second chapter remake. September 22nd, Dune Awakening might be coming to consoles, maybe a 1.0 release. September 24th, Control Resonance. September 24th, Silent Hill Townfall. September 29th, Minecraft Dungeons 2. October 1st, Ghost of Yotei Complete Edition with the expansions. Also, Rayman Legends Retold. We have Ace Combat 8, Wings of the Thief, Gears of War E-Day, Star Wars Galactic Racer, Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen, Valor Mortis, Planet Zoo 2, Castlevania, Belmont's Curse, Final Fantasy Resonance, Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, and Phantom Blade Zero.
You
And then
didn't
the
hear me
rest of
because because I didn't realize you took your headphones out. I thought Onimusha was coming out on September 3rd.
this here says the 4th. We are both Googling this.
Yes.
The same. I can get there first.
I see September 4th there, but I swear I was looking at it on.
You know what? Here's a good time to bring this up. Here's a good time to bring this up. When a game gets close to release, I notice like days disparity sometimes. Where like I'll look at GameStop and they give a date, but then I'll look at Fantasy Critic, they give a different date, but then a Wikipedia gives a different date, and I'm like,
Yeah,
guys,
because I just Googled it and it says September 4th. I'm looking at Steam right now and it says September 3rd.
you know what? Do you think it's
It
a
could
time
just
zone thing?
it might be a time. It could be that it comes out September 4th in like Japan, but it's like a global launch, so it'll be September 3rd here.
September 3rd here. That
Um,
makes sense.
yeah, there like to be honest, there are like so many things in that list you just said that I'm more excited for than GTA. I think like Onimusha,
Yeah,
Phantom Blade, Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen expansion, Final Fantasy Resonance. I'm looking forward to all those more than I am GTA.
yeah, and that's not even. God, that's not even to list the games that probably got pushed to 2027 to avoid it.
Oh yeah,
Because
no, there's also like Fable and Metro in February that I'm like I would take
and
those either of those over
and
GTA
and
every
for
day of the
me,
week.
Stranger Than Heaven in January and Persona 4 Revival in February. So like, there's just so
Yeah.
much. It it kind of upsets me, but at least I know I'm not playing all of these games I just listed between the months of September and
No.
October.
Yeah.
So at least I got till January 15th when Stranger Than Heaven comes out for me to get caught
Yeah,
up.
I feel like I'm gonna wait on Blood of the Dawnwalker. I feel like because I like there's no way
Yes.
because with that Orbitals and Onimusha coming out with like a 2 to 3 day span, I'm not getting all three of those and beating them. So like
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna get Onimusha, probably Orbitals to play on like the weekends or whatever, and then I'll wait on Blood of the Dawnwalker. Especially because like I don't know if you've seen stuff on it. It looks good, but it has a thing to it. Like I don't know, there's like a sheen over it of like maybe this will suck. Like
Interesting. I
I
don't know
don't
too much about it.
it like it just kind of has when you look at a game and you're like I'm not getting the full picture here.
It's just skepticism.
So yeah,
Like,
like there's
huh? I getting
like
that weird vibe.
they put out a gameplay thing of Tides of Annihilation today, and I looked at that and I went,
Ooh, I didn't see it.
"There's
Something
something
about
off
it.
here. There's something off."
Uh, hmm. I know we got the confirmation. What's her name? That's gonna kill me.
Jennifer
Hold on.
English.
Nope. Who plays Ash?
I thought you were talking about the confirmation that she left Tides of Annihilation.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. No, we got the confirmation of who took her place.
Oh,
That's gonna kill me now. What's her name? She did Requiem.
I didn't play it.
Grace Ashcroft, actor. That's the headline. What's the fucking name? First 5 paragraphs, Jennifer English.
Yeah,
Calm down. Angela Saint Albano. Let me tell you, you could have given me 500 names. Angela should be in the first 500. It's a common name, but I wouldn't have given it to you. But that's crazy. You know, I, I'm going to ask this, even though I didn't warn you, so you can't prepare. So we can come back to this later with more thought if you want to. But do you have a top 5 most anticipated games for the rest of the year? Like, do you have your 5 most excited?
let me pull up a list. Yeah, you
Yeah,
keep talking. Let me pull up a list.
yeah. Um, actually, so I'm gonna jump into the next story real quick because I think I'm gonna have a lot more to talk about than you for this.
Mhm.
Just to let you know, I pulled my headphone out, so if I see your mouth moving, just make some weird noises until I put it back in.
Okay.
The viewers will love that. But the next story that I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to pull it up. I have an IGN article here. There's a lot of articles that talked about all of this, but Kingdom Hearts 4 being shown at D23. Now, for as much of a Disney fan as I am, I did not know that Disney had this annual presentation thing. I had
Me
no idea
neither.
they did this. So I was kind of shocked. And the only reason I think I heard about it was because of the Kingdom Hearts stuff being talked about there. But we got another look at Kingdom Hearts 4. We got a confirmation that it's late 2027. Now, Randy, I have my headphone in for this really quick, so you can make a comment on this. JRPGs are goated next year. You're fucking telling me we're gonna have Stranger Than Heaven, Persona 4 Revival, Final Fantasy 7 Revelations, and Kingdom Hearts 4 all confirmed in the same year? God damn.
Yeah.
Jesus. And so, to talk about some of the news, the balls on Nomura. Game is coming late 2027, and he said there is an absolute 0% chance it gets delayed out of that.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
What if an earthquake just swallows the studio? 0%?
I
That's
think
balls.
they're talking about reasonable things.
Okay,
If the
even
studio detonates, like yeah, nobody can see that coming.
but even still, do you know how many things can happen that can just slow this down?
Yeah.
Late 2027. I thought that was a weird move to make still over a year away. He's got to be really like it's got to be done and playable today. I feel almost if he's that confident. But it did look like a lot was done with this more of a deep dive. Now, Randy, I know we've talked and you haven't played Kingdom Hearts, so there's going to be some certain spoilery content with this stuff, but
Hey, I've played 1 and Dream Drop Distance, so I definitely know what I'm talking about.
absolutely. What did
Oh,
you
and
do with
3.
3? I was going to say.
Yeah, I did. I don't think I beat 3, but I did a lot of it.
Okay.
I don't remember where I got to.
Okay. So the bit that was shown off here is Sora and Quadratum. In my opinion, looks really cool. We got the first official world announcement with Coco. I think that's incredible. That was a world that I wanted to see, and it was
Yes,
one that I
that
assumed
trailer
would work.
looked awesome.
Yeah, the gameplay and just like I said, how seamless it looks from the comparatively to the movie to the game
And I don't
looks
want to get my
almost
hopes up too much, but it does look. It so far looked like there was more Disney integration than what 3 kind of had. It looked like they were doing more with it.
that's fair. The integration I hope for is more Final Fantasy.
I hope they have that too, but I kind of want some like Disney bosses, which 3 just didn't have.
I guess to be fair, you're right. But I guess of the movies they did, who would they have had?
I don't know. Yeah,
Because you're right. Because the first couple are just heartless.
and I'm just wondering if they do like if that was like a Disney thing of like we don't want you fighting our characters and being
Right.
able to
Or
like actually beat them, or if it was like, hey, we already chose these movies. Fuck, they don't have really like a
yeah,
a fightable antagonist.
I could see it going either way because like it's never been a problem with Disney before. Like they've done it in tons of other games. But it
Yeah,
is interesting that almost every world didn't have the Disney boss. Like even just going through to my head, I can only think of one that did.
I can't
Interesting.
remember if you fought him or not, but it was in the Pirates of the Caribbean one because there was the cutscene where they fought, and then
Oh yeah, you didn't even really fight him.
yeah,
Well, we'll let them worry about that.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's an interesting point.
um, but really quick on no particular order with the 5 games.
Okay, yeah,
I guess I'm going to go release date because I'm going through this.
yeah, yeah.
Onimusha, uh, Gears of War E Day, Valor Mortis, Phantom Blade Zero. If it comes out this year, Duskbloods, because from some of the leaks that I saw, some of the things kind of got me a little more excited for it. I
Okay.
wish I was in the playtest. Unfortunately, I did not get an invite. Thanks, Nintendo. Uh,
Fair.
but I know I saw they like somebody already leaked the classes, and there's 14 of them. So I'm like, okay, so there might be more depth to this game than like originally
Initially thought.
anticipated. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Hell yeah.
Uh, that one's still like I need to see actual gameplay before I get like actually excited for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think definitely the other 4. I might end up throwing GTA in that. Other than that, I can't think of anything right now. I'm sure there's like one other game that is gonna like. Oh, did I say the Dark Arisen expansion? If not, that one.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, then that one.
Hell yeah. I think my 5 are Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, Control Resonant, uh, Gears of War E Day, Final Fantasy Resonance, and
I
Phantom
just
Blade
realized
Zero.
I didn't say that either.
Which one?
Final Fantasy Resonance.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this year's fucking insane.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's
This
pretty
fall was
good.
insane. Um, but yeah, like a little bit more on the Kingdom Hearts stuff is like the shit that's shown off, like playable Donald and Goofy for the first time.
And Mickey.
Yeah, and his section's looking kind of like really well. What's there's a word I'm looking for. It's more fleshed out. Like instead like there's like actual moving around in a 3D camera. Then there was like the 2D little spots that they were doing, almost like Paper Mario like. That was really cool. So it looks like they did a lot with Mickey Mouse gameplay, which is just a ridiculous sentence to say, but here we are. Getting to play as Donald and Goofy, seeing their interaction with Hades, so kind of confirming they go to the underworld. We kind of have that confirmation with it. Randy, what? Being that you don't know all of the worlds that are in all of the Kingdom Hearts games, can you give me 2 worlds you want to see? Just
Disney World,
anything.
like okay. First of all, have they ever done like a Final Fantasy themed world?
I no, not.
because
not
that would be
like
kind
based
of
off of a
cool.
Final Fantasy place.
Yeah, because that would be kind of cool if they did like a
Yeah,
Zanarkand like area and
damn, that'd be kind of insane.
yeah. Ones I would want to see that I know. Oh, I think it's Disney Pixar, but Cars would be hilarious.
Randy, let me tell you something, because where I was gonna go with this was my campaign for a Cars World. Okay, because someone brought up the point. This is another spoilery territory. Um, Sora is gone. He is not with Donald and Goofy. So, in case you didn't pick it up from the trailer, Donald and Goofy are looking for Sora.
Yeah,
And someone brought up the point. They were like, "We thought that there was some kind of leak for a Cars World. Maybe there wasn't." And then a comment was like, "How the fuck would Sora do a Cars World without Donald's magic to blend in? He would just be on all fours with like cardboard wheels on him, trying to keep up." And
yeah.
it's a fair point.
Or
But
he just gets inside one of the cars, but I don't want to think how that would work.
do they open? I never.
Yeah, yeah, their door is open. Well,
What's
not
the equivalent?
Lightning's because he doesn't really have doors.
This is getting very existential for me. I'll think about this later. We'll reconvene.
Yeah,
But
but a second world, having not no knowledge of hey, this might be a world already.
yeah, just anything.
Oh man, what's another like? I actually don't think Disney did this, so I don't think that would work. But like
Disney
Treasure
do what?
Planet would be really cool.
Treasure Planet is a Disney. Is a
Oh,
Disney movie, and people
was
have
it
been
already
asking for
done?
that.
Really? Okay, it hasn't been done then. That and Atlantis would be cool.
That was the other one that people are talking
Yeah,
about. So I think my two Cars, because that's fucking awesome,
that'd be
dude.
dude. If they did like a racing like level or whatever, like,
Yeah, like
and
they've
also
done so
like,
many stuff.
who's to say that they don't meet up with Sora during the story and then go to a Cars world? Like
Yes,
that could totally happen. So
100%. Like it seems like they'll meet up with him in Coco, maybe. I don't know, but
yeah.
um, but my other one that I was thinking was I want a Lilo and Stitch world.
Wait,
What?
Star Wars is Disney owned now.
Yes. Yep. There's a
They could
lot of
totally
talk.
they could totally do like a lightsaber keyblade.
1000%. I
They
can almost
probably
guarantee
will.
they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, someone had brought up before that in one of the other Kingdom Hearts 4 trailers, there's like a footprint of a Star Wars creature in the background.
Oh,
And I'm
I'll
like,
have to go. I don't know Star Wars like that. So
yeah, me neither. So I was kind of like, sure,
yeah.
why not? So I got to go back and watch the older trailers because maybe my memory's a little bit fuzzy. Maybe it was a Star Wars world that was more obvious than just the footprint.
I gotta
But
play
I
all
don't
the
remember it.
Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah, that's fair. But either way, late 2027 is fucking awesome for this. Square Enix really pushing their stuff out, if that's the case, trying to get those bigger games that they were talking about and get the focus back on that stuff. With that being said, seeing both Final Fantasy VII Revelations and Kingdom Hearts 4 next year, where's Dragon Quest 12? Obviously, I know Akira Toriyama passing and then restarting some of the development stuff, redesigning stuff, probably put a lot of it on the back burner, took a lot
Yeah.
longer to get. Any guesses as to where we start seeing updates for this? Do you think that's their next big project?
I don't, and I didn't actually pick up some of that because I was seeing on Steam the Kingdom Hearts games, and I unfortunately they're all on. Actually, wait, when does this end? Because I might have to get them at some point. Never mind, 14 hours. That's unfortunate.
How much is it for the whole collection?
The whole collection is $30.
Goddamn, wait, that's insane.
Yeah,
Randy, do it.
yeah.
Because if you do it, I'll start streaming Xenoblade.
The thing is, I already own like the 1.5 whatever collection and 3 on Xbox, so it's like I can't really justify doing that.
That's
Probably
fair.
just
Now you just need 2.5 and 2.8.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. But yeah, super hyped for Kingdom Hearts 4. But another game that I'm super hyped for that we got a hell of a deep dive into. So I know I brought it up It may have even been during the podcast. Hearing myself has been really fucking with my brain. But whether I brought it up during the podcast or right before, Phantom Blade Zero got the full state of play treatment, a 20-minute deep dive into the game, and that was coming off of an 11-minute gameplay trailer that S Game themselves had released.
I saw the 11-minute thing. I didn't see the full gameplay deep dive.
Okay. So, let's start there because I watched both. I rewatched both today, so it was fresh in my mind. Damn, dude. That's fucking cool. It's not often that I can say that I just rewatched 30 minutes of gameplay for a game. But what were your thoughts on the 11 minutes you saw?
It looked fucking sick. It looked really cool. Like, I don't know what else
Hell
to say.
yeah, dude.
That, like, cart section thing was really cool looking.
Dude. Goddamn. Like, for people that watched both, I feel like this is fine to say. I feel like this is what I wanted Black Myth Wukong to be like.
Yeah.
Like, I love parries in games. I love, Stellar Blade combat, Liza P combat, and even Beast of Reincarnation combat feels good when it feels good, I guess. Like, that's the best way I can put it. But, and they didn't have the parries in Black Myth Wukong. It just, there was something missing to it for me. And I think that's what it was. I think this one's going to feel so much better. The bosses look so intense. Now, in the 11-minute gameplay one that you saw, what was there a specific boss that it showed off? Do you remember?
There was, I think, and I can't remember what the name of it was.
Okay. So,
unless it wasn't a boss and I was just not paying enough attention.
That's also fair. And I was bringing that up because I know a few were showcased in the 20-minute version, but between like the traditional Chinese, the dancing dragon that they showed off that was really cool, they showed off the dude whose head turns into a wheel. That looked fucking sick. They talked about so many different weapons. The tiger cannon, that's basically a rocket launcher. A flamethrower that you can deal with like wider areas of enemies. This looks insane.
Yeah. Did you see any of like the Onimusha stuff recently?
No, that I haven't actually.
You really should. I need to double check this number really quick before I say this, but I didn't want to get far away because it was.
Yeah.
Yes. So the parry, you're talking about parries and deflections. So Onimusha obviously is much less, not really. It's more of a character action game like Devil May Cry than it is like a Souls like. Apparently it does have like some difficult bosses. I haven't played the older ones, but I know they were during like some video they put out recently. They were talking about their parry and like deflection systems because they kind of have multiple different ones. But they had the animations for it looked so insanely smooth while I was watching, and they looked fucking great and they were very like dynamic. And so the developers were talking about that, and they were talking about their like parry and deflection animations specifically for different weapons and enemies and like enemy types based on how like if they're taller than you or not. And they have over 300 different animations for parries and deflects based on enemy height, weapon, like all like the angle they're attacking you at. Like,
damn. Yeah. That's crazy. That's the level of detail you need.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit. I was like watching like he would be like fighting somebody in front of him, like throw like one sword behind him if he was hitting from like this way, and like the way that it looks the smoothest I've seen for like that kind of system. It looked insane.
2026 might just be dominated by Capcom.
Yeah.
Like, if not the top of the top, you've still got Resident Evil Requiem, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Pragmata, and Onimusha.
Yep.
Hold on. I'll look at this in a second, but I think all of them are over 80s on Metacritic. That kind of
Capcom's been kind of nailing it. I think their like worst game, honestly, recently is Monster Hunter Wilds, and I love Monster Hunter Wilds. It's just probably the worst Monster Hunter game I've played, but it's still a really good game.
Yeah, that's fair. Gosh, shout out Capcom.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things I wanted to jump into with Phantom Blade Zero, and I'm curious on your take on this, because one of the things they delved into in the 20-minute deep dive is difficulty. Because one thing that they've kind of tried to cement into people's heads is that this is not a Souls-like. This is not like You get to the
Unfortunately,
checkpoint.
it does look like one. So
So
it's kind of hard to convince me it's not.
you don't. They spelled out a couple things for it, where you get to your checkpoint, bonfire, whatever you want to call it, and you
Like a Souls
rest.
like.
It doesn't respawn enemies.
Okay.
So they said like the difficulty's not there. They also specifically said you fight a boss and you get it to phase 2 and you die, it stays in phase 2. You
Okay.
don't have to redo phase 1. But they also mentioned that there's another mode that you can play on, like a difficulty, that does add those stuff in.
I probably would keep those in.
So I was going to bring that up because I feel like, and I haven't seen discourse surrounding it yet, mostly because whenever Sony talks about Phantom Blade Zero, I don't know if you saw this, but it was during the one that you saw, the entire live stream feed was just won't buy without a disc, won't buy without a disc, won't buy without a disc.
That made me. Okay. You go first.
I don't really have much to say. It's one of those things where it's like, I get it.
Yeah.
Totally.
No.
I have
Yeah.
nothing to say
Okay.
about it.
Here's my thing. I completely get it. I fully understand. I wish they had physical and everything like that. Where the fuck were all these people buying these physical games before they said there? Because you're just coming out of the woodwork now. We're like, why did physical? Like, you weren't fucking buying them. That's why they did this.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing sales numbers, it doesn't really. The amount of people screaming the skies about it do not equal the sales that were being
Yeah.
made to warrant it.
Like, I play on PC and Switch 99% of the time. If I'm on PC, obviously I'm not buying physical. I don't have a disc drive. Like, they don't
Right.
even make physical PC games. Like, they haven't
Right.
for the longest time. But it doesn't matter as much because you have access to the files. So even if they take the game down, you could still get a game running.
Yep.
With Switch, I buy the majority of the games physical. Every once in a while, I see a sale and I'll get like a digital game, but a new game, a lot of the times, I'm buying it physical now. That's just how I like Switch physical games. If Nintendo said that, I'd be fucking livid, and I feel like I'd have a little bit of a right because I actually buy them physical.
Yeah.
So, but I feel
Absolutely.
like you can't have not bought a physical game in 10 years and now be pissed that they're not selling you physical games that you weren't buying anyway.
Yeah, it's such a rough situation because I totally get like I stand for physical media,
Me
but
too.
also the convenience of buying digital has gotten me.
Yeah.
But now that physical's going away, I'm like, oh fuck, I wanted to be able to ignore that option.
Yeah, and like
Feels
that
weird.
because like other than Switch games, I feel like if it was an Xbox game, I'm not buying it physical. The only time I really would do that is if like it was a collector's edition. I would probably get
Yeah.
that physical.
I remember us talking about that.
Yeah, but PC obviously I don't really even have the option. So
Yep.
you need to have physical media. I feel like it's just so it's shitty not to. Although I guess to play a little bit of my own devil's advocate here,
Mhm.
with how expensive consoles are getting and them having imagine how expensive like the next console would be with a disc drive, because I know PlayStation did that where you could buy it without.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Xbox did too with the Series S, right?
I because Series S, I think Series S does have a disc. It's the headphone. It's the headphone.
Series S has a dick. You've heard it here first.
Series S has disc drives. I'm pretty sure. I think you can get a discless one. Now I have to find out. Does the Series S have a dick?
You're gonna get some weird fan art.
Wow, it's all Rule 34. Oh no, it is all digital. Okay, so there is no disc drive on any Series S. So yeah. I don't know. And like all that talk reminded me, dude, I saw the Steelbook edition for Control Resonant. That shit looks so cool. I think I'm gonna get it. But here's the thing. Here's the problem. Physical edition got delayed.
Ooh.
So the game comes out September 24th, but the physical now comes out October 15th.
So you gotta buy both.
I might. There's like 12 other games. I can't buy one twice.
Yeah.
And especially when I'm looking at this, right? Like Gears of War E-Day is October 6th. I'll try Valor Mortis. And then I'm right there. Dude, I can't. October 15th, Control Resonant. October 22nd, Final Fantasy Resonance. October 29th, Phantom Blade Zero. I can't be doing every one of these games in a week.
Yeah.
insane.
But also, you might be able to.
I might be able to. Might have to. The last thing I wanted to bring up with the Phantom Blade Zero stuff, because this game looks fucking awesome. It, I want. I also wanted to mention, if this game sticks to landing, I think it could be an easy Game of the Year nominee.
Phantom
It's
Blade?
yeah,
I think a lot of the games we mentioned today could be.
yeah, easily.
They have the potential. I don't know if Onimusha could, just because I'm worried about, I think, length. I think Capcom tends to make shorter games that are just kind of replayable, and I don't think that sort of thing lends itself well to Game of the Year nominees.
Mm, yeah, that's fair. You know what's interesting? I like a lot of the Control Resonant news with the physical edition getting pushed back and the game going gold in general. Uh, part of the conversation was like, I guess one of the developers was talking about how long the game is. Do you want to throw out a guess? Like, do you know how long Control was?
I would, I don't. I would guess around 25 hours would be Control.
That's pretty close. Control, the first one was like 10 to 12. It was
Okay.
pretty short. Control Resonant, he was saying between 30 and 35. I was like, damn, triple the length. That's pretty cool. Like, I'm psyched to see what the gameplay loop is and if there's more to it than just the areas we've seen, if it's similar
Yeah.
to how they did FBC. So, I'm hyped up. That was not the final thing I wanted to say about Phantom Blade. Not at all. Like 0%. Because I was talking difficulties and saying that you can make it more the traditional Souls-like versus something easier. What I was going to bring up with this was when Lies of P released the DLC for Overture, there was so much discourse about them releasing an easier difficulty. Like, people hated on them for making a more accessible difficulty. And I think that's stupid as shit. I can kind of understand the reasoning. I don't think it's a good reasoning where people are like, you know, this is difficult. These are difficult games, and we want to hold that sacred. We're like, I beat Liza P. That is a difficult game. I want to keep that trophy high up here. But at the same time, if all these games are difficult, you know, I know so many people that would love these games but don't want to bash their head against the wall against the same boss. This might be an easier way to get people into the genre, getting used to the parries, the learning timings and stuff. Like, I think this is good.
How do you feel about how Mortal Shell 2 did it?
How did they do it? I don't know too much about it.
Okay, so I haven't played Mortal Shell 2 yet. One of my friends has. I'm waiting for him to be like done with it because he has it on Steam and we have a shared library. So I'll play it whenever he's done with it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that. So do you know about Mortal Shell?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay, so yeah, it's a Souls-like. You get these different like shells, which are basically like what your skeleton
Playing
character,
as,
whatever,
yeah.
like what you're playing as, and they give like I think a couple of abilities, one or two abilities, whatever, that just change how you play and like how you do things, whatever. So like there's one that like hardens and gets like rock solid basically, so you can parry and deflect with that off like the body of the character. That you can do that on will. But there was one that they added that's I don't remember exactly what it does, but it basically just makes the game easier. Like it's like insane parry windows, block windows, whatever, blah blah. There's a shell that's basically easy mode, but if you like, I think it's a setting you have to turn on in the beginning of the game. If you have this shell equipped, it disables achievements.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that's a fine way of doing it.
Yeah, it's
Kind
like
of
you're
their
not
way of
getting the full
saying,
experience, but if you want to like maybe I don't know learn the game, like try to get used to it or something like that, and you're not actually like playing the game the way it was intended, or if you just want an easy time and you don't care about achievements and you're just like let's just have some
have
fun or
fun.
whatever, throw that on.
100%. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. So, like, seeing a game like Phantom Blade Zero, how good it looks, how many mechanics and things are in this, I think it'll catch a lot of people's eyes. That all of that coupled with the fact that it might be more accessible because it has an easier difficulty for people, I think is all a recipe for a lot of people to jump into this thing. I think that's really cool. There's also a harder difficulty. Now, this one really stuck out to me. It's not one that I'll be playing on, but for those of you who haven't seen the deep dive story thing as part of the gameplay trailer, the 20-minute one that was the state of play, the story is basically your character gets killed, and I don't know the name they gave this character, but it was a title, and they said that he brought you back from the dead. the the bit here is you're only brought back from the dead for 66 days, and in that time the story plays out and you have to find a cure for whatever's happening. The hardest difficulty gives you 66 days to do it. Every death is a day. So if you
Oh,
die
yeah.
66 times, it's permadeath and it deletes your save.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that for like a first playthrough.
I might not do it
If
for a
I
12.
was like, yeah, if I was like obsessed with the game and the amount of times I replay games is slim,
Hmm.
so it's like I probably would never do that. But like I can see like that being like a third playthrough kind of thing. If there is no new game plus or anything like that, and you really
Hmm.
wanted more, typically if I am replaying a game, it's probably like 5 years after it came out.
That's fair.
And I'm like, damn, that was really good. I forgot a lot of it. Now I'll play it again. But I couldn't do that with a game where I wouldn't
Where
be
you
doing the permadeath one after that because it's like
right,
now
yeah.
I don't remember how to play.
Yeah. So I'm so interested to see how this game releases, how this game performs. I am so hyped. This was definitely one of my most anticipated for the year. This was definitely one that I thought was going to get pushed to 2027. So the fact that it's this close, we're seeing so much of it, gives me a lot of hope, and it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So here's hoping that this game does well, that maybe one day we'll get a physical copy, but it ain't looking good.
Yeah, probably
So
not.
we'll see. I think what sucks is like with the whole, I don't think it was the PlayStation State of Play even that was being blown up with we need a physical copy to play it. I think it was like the gameplay thing that they released. And I just don't know how much of it is the decision of S Games versus Sony.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, maybe let up on these guys.
It's probably both. It's probably
I'm
Sony was the
sure.
one that just recently announced like, hey, we're not going to be doing physical games moving forward, and now every company's like, we don't have to spend money on this. Hell yeah, man! And like
Exactly. They're not fighting
they'll
for
take
it.
the blame for it.
Yeah. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it. That'll be the last one I buy before GTA 6 for sure.
Yeah.
I only have one more news story written here. We really don't have to say too much about this. I don't even know if you knew this was a thing, if you had heard of it before. Um, but Horizon Hunters Gathering kind of rebooted to be a multiplayer game, like a co-op kind of experience, and way less live service intensive. Did you know anything about this game?
Nope.
I think this was shown off like once, maybe twice. It's kind of just Elden Ring Night Rain if it was Horizon. It's another one of those Sony decisions that's just like, who asked for this?
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
I
It's another
don't
one of
care.
those swings and a miss for live servicey stuff that they've been trying to hit.
Yep.
So probably a good decision if it's not canceled entirely. But hey, we'll see. I mean,
Yep.
Forbidden West was 2020. I don't even think it's Guerrilla Games doing it. I say that now, and I might be completely wrong. Hold on. Horizon Hunters Gathering developer. Is it Guerrilla? Oh, it is Guerrilla. This is just like Sony had like they're like, hey, what's one of our most highest selling games, like successful IP? Horizon. Yeah. What are they up to? They're making something completely different. Why? Why are they not making Horizon 3 and you have someone else who knows what they're doing? Well, I guess the problem is they don't have anyone that knows what they're doing when it comes to live service titles. So I guess I
Yeah,
answered
they
my
have
own
that
question.
one game that looks fucking atrocious. That's probably gonna end up getting canceled.
Which game is it? Oh, is that Fair Games?
Yeah, that looks like shit.
Where the fuck is that? Hold on. What's going on with it? Okay. I understand what happened here because all I did was Google Fair Space Games. And man, let me tell you, a lot of carnival attractions are coming up right now. Like ring toss,
Probably a better
incredible.
game.
Balloon and dart, I know it. Bingo? I've never been to a fair and played
I've never
bingo.
seen bingo at a fair. Yeah.
Okay. What if I just don't do the space?
It has a dollar
Nice.
sign in the name, I think.
That's on point. Oh right, it was Haven Studios doing it.
Yeah,
What have they made? Um,
I
their their website looks fun. They probably spend most of their time making the website, not the game. But
yeah, I don't know that game. That game is probably gonna end up getting canned because everything I've seen on that game is just people being like, "Is this Concord too?" And it's like, yeah, this is fucked. I don't know. That
I
the trailer looked terrible. It looked so like corporate cringy. Like it was bad.
I know like what I know about fair games is the kind of funny stuff because every time it gets brought up, they keep saying the same thing where it's like, how is this not canceled?
Yeah,
Like, is this still in the ether? Like, what what does Sony see in fair games that
I
this isn't the canceled one?
I don't know. And like it looked so. I don't know if you saw the trailers. I haven't in a
I don't think
while,
I have.
but it just looked so like what's funny is like it seemed like it was going off like a theme, a motif, if you will, of like, man, fuck big corporations, but like in such a Marvel like corporate heavy tone that it was like it was disgusting. Like,
Especially when you know it's like involved like those kinds of people are involved in the making of it probably so heavily.
oh yeah,
It's just like
I don't know. I think I had one question for you unrelated to that I
sure.
wanted to throw in here.
Yeah.
Because Xbox recently announced at Gamescom they're going to be showing off a new game and that it is a sequel.
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
see this.
okay, that's basically all they've said is that they do have an announcement coming at Gamescom and it will be a sequel. It won't. I think everything else is pretty much stuff we've already seen before, but they will have that. What game do you think it could be?
What was just Fable? Um it's a brand new announcement.
I believe so. I'm going to double check right now, but
Okay. Because like God, when you think Xbox IP, there's really not much, especially with what they don't own now. Like all the studios that they just shuttered and stuff. Like I don't know.
okay, so this might not have been confirmed by Xbox themselves, but it says insider Nate the Hate 2 said, I've heard of a neat Xbox announcement that should be at Gamescom. He said it will be a new game in a series as opposed to a new IP. And no, it's not a Banjo Kazooie game, he said.
Damn.
He added that whatever the project is, it's from a franchise that Microsoft owns, but it's not being made by a studio that Microsoft owns.
That just narrows it down in such a weird way. Dishonored 3.
In a roundabout way, they do own Arcane
Yeah, they do, don't they?
because they own Bethesda. Bethesda owns Arcane.
Yeah. Um, that just gave me like three extra steps in my head that I can't figure out right now.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts?
I don't. I feel like I had something earlier, and I just like it's completely out of my head now because I was also thinking Dishonored could be a thing, but I didn't know about the franchise, like the thing where it was a studio that, or it's not from a studio that Microsoft owns. Um, I don't know,
Can you
or
read
I
that
mean,
one
it
more
could
time?
technically. I didn't know about the thing where they said it won't be from a studio they own.
Can you read the Nate the Hate thing one more time?
Oh,
Sorry.
yes. Uh,
I
the
want to know the
direct
wording of
quote
that.
part. Okay, so that part is not a direct quote,
Okay.
but the direct quote part says, "I've heard of a neat Xbox announcement that should be at Gamescom." He said that it will be a quote new game in a series, as opposed to new IP. He added that it's from a franchise Microsoft owns, but it's not being made by a studio that Microsoft owns. Um,
So do you think it's like
okay, so actually, that is a direct quote. Just in the article, it wasn't directly quoted. It linked it to a tweet from him because somebody asked one last question. Uh, is it made by Rare? And he responded, "It's not being developed by a Microsoft-owned studio."
interesting? That's fuck. This feels like sitting down for an exam and then forgetting everything you know.
Yeah,
I'm so interested. When does Gamescom happen? Is it this weekend?
I thought it was the 25th. Yeah. The opening night is on the 25th. So next weekend.
Okay,
Or well, I guess midway through the week and then up until next weekend.
because is that Tuesday?
Yeah.
What time on Tuesday? 7:30, 8 o'clock. My bedtime. Well, I'm really trying to figure this out. Hold on.
Yeah.
North America. 2. Okay. I might react to that. Because like we do know Final Fantasy VII Revelations is going to be shown off.
Do we need to see more on that right
No,
now?
I think we saw a lot.
We saw a ton.
I don't know what they're going to be showing there, but I'm interested at least.
I would like to see some like just random open world gameplay and just see how I don't want to see a bunch of indicators all over the map the way that they did Rebirth.
Hate to break it to you, bud. It's probably going to be a lot worse than Rebirth.
Yeah, but yeah, I have no idea. It's a Microsoft owned IP, but not. I mean, they could technically be Dishonored if they did, because I know a lot of
if they just didn't give
Arcane
it to
got
Arcane.
broke. Yeah, because a lot of Arcane got broken up, I think. So, and I know some of them just split off. Like one of the creators of Dishonored just split off, started a new studio, and said he'll be making like an action RPG that, from his description, sounded like Dishonored. So they might just be doing like that again.
Okay.
But like a different game.
Interesting.
That's definitely interesting, but it also screams like one of those situations to me where it's like, hey, this game is being developed by this guy who made this game. Like that's all of the marketing, and then it comes out mid as hell.
Randy, stay with me. Stay with me. Sunset Overdrive 2, Insomniac.
That was one that I said actually. I said okay, so yeah, that's the one I was thinking of earlier. I said that one, and I said Rise Son of Rome 2.
Who developed that?
I don't remember.
Rise Son of Rome. Wow, I forgot about that game. Developed by Crytek. Okay, I don't know enough about Crytek.
Well, they did Crysis.
Like I did. Huh?
Didn't they? They did Crysis, right?
Crysis. It might just be the CRY.
No, I'm pretty sure they did do Crysis.
Randy, it just might be the CRY.
Yeah, they did.
So I want to tell you guys, I want to be the first to let you guys know. Because I'm louder than Randy. In my ear, anyway. Okay. That didn't, like, does Xbox own them?
I don't know about that one.
The important question.
No, they're a private. Well,
no,
they're a private company.
Okay, that could be it.
Yeah.
Did you know Crytek developed
Crysis? Well, I knew they made CryEngine, and I knew Crysis ran on CryEngine, so I was like, there could be a disconnect there, but it really seems unlikely.
Bonkers coincidence.
Yeah.
I'm so interested now because I don't know. Like, Sunset Overdrive 2 would be very interesting because, like, I mean, Insomniac still is Wolverine, but it's coming out in less than a month. I'm sure they're already working on another project somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what'd be sick? Hold on. I'm going to throw this out here. Let me just double check.
I'm holding.
Who owns this video game?
I'm holding Caulfield.
Oh, it's owned. Technically, it's owned by EA, but is EA owned by? No, they just partner with Microsoft. Okay, so it wouldn't be that. Damn it! I was hoping for a Dante's Inferno too.
What a pull that would be in 2026 to announce.
Well, with how well the God of War like not remake, but like reboot has series, been going, and I mean Dante's Inferno was kind of created as like a counter to God of War at the time, so I could see that being a thing. Yeah, they did. Yeah. I don't know what happened back then, but they shouldn't have. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. The possibilities are certainly not endless, but there's more than we can think of.
Yeah.
Because, like, dude, how fucked would it be if it was a Double Fine game? What if it was Psychonauts 3?
I doubt it.
Not owned by Microsoft anymore.
Yeah.
because that my mind went towards Double Fine at first, and I was like,
But they also don't own the IP. No, Double Fine kept ownership rights of Psychonauts, didn't they?
"You're so right, they did,
Yeah.
100%." Damn, I'm interested. I feel like it's probably not Sunset Overdrive 2, but I feel like out of all of the things we've listed, I feel like a Dishonored game, and that might be the most likely.
I would say Sunset is probably more likely than Dishonored, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like I really couldn't think of another. Microsoft owns so many IPs that it's like it's impossible to.
To narrow
There's
this
so many
down,
revivals they could do.
is there anything like interesting enough for Gamescom though?
Well, that's the thing is like Gamescom's not a massive like thing for new announcements. So it's like, do
Right,
you come out with like one
swinging with
massive
something.
thing, or do you just go, yeah, here's something we're also working on?
That is a fair point.
I
This
think
would be a good
Microsoft
place.
really needs to be swinging. So,
Yeah,
but
it
will they?
should be. I mean, what could they swing with? They have nothing to swing with.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm so
We'll see.
curious.
Yeah.
We're gonna. So this episode will be out on Monday the 24th. So we won't have another episode out before we all know what it is. But that's fine. We'll probably just talk about it next week then, because that's so interesting. I did not hear about that. All right. Well, I think that's all the news we wanted to get caught up on between GTA 6 trailer on Netflix, Kingdom Hearts 4 news, Phantom Blade Zero stuff, and Horizon Hunters Gathering.
And Halo Campaign
Shit.
Evolved still not being fixed for me.
Jesus, you still can't jump into that. Have you tried?
No, I've just been waiting for a patch to see, and nope, there hasn't been one. So
That's fair.
I'm waiting for. I think at this point, it's not even going to be on like 343. I'm just waiting for new NVIDIA drivers to come out and see if that fixes it. Like,
That's fair too. Jesus. Good luck.
yeah,
All right, Randy. Maybe episode 19 will be the one we get an ending.
probably won't be though.
Definitely not.